Hello, everybody. My name is Ryan Koki of the Seahawker Recap Show, and welcome to the game recap of the NFC Championship game, Seahawks versus the Rams at Lumen Field. And oh my God, the Seahawks are going to Super Bowl 60. Holy crap, man! I can't believe like I can't believe it, guys. Like this is insane. 2015, 2015, 11 years. The Seahawks are back, and this is gonna be a one taker. I am not editing any of this video, so strap yourselves in because this is gonna be a long recap for the NFC Championship game, Seahawks versus Rams. Let's go. If you like this video, please consider giving me a like. Lets me know if I'm doing a good job with these videos or not. And if you'd like to, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more future Seahawks content or playoff content. That would be greatly appreciated. And without further ado, let's get to the game summary. 31-27, Seahawks win. And let's start off with the Seahawks first because they were the home team. Seahawks had a total of 396 total yards, 321 passing yards, 75 yards rushing, averaged 6.1 yards per play, 24 first downs, went 7 for 13 on third down, didn't go for it on fourth down, had 65 total plays, 3 sacks allowed, 5 punts, 6 penalties for 50 yards given up, 0 fumbles lost, 0 interceptions thrown by Sam Darnold, and the Seahawks ended off the night with 31 minutes and 50 seconds of possession time for the LA Rams. 479 total yards passing, 365 passing yards, 114 rushing yards, 8.3 yards per play, 26 first downs. They went 1 for 8 on third down, went 1 for 2 on fourth down, had 58 total plays, 1 sack allowed, 2 punts, 4 penalties for 30 yards given up, 1 fumble lost, no interceptions thrown by Matthew Stafford, 28 minutes and 10 seconds of possession time. And as we get to Ryan's focus players, let's talk about QB Sam Darnold. I never want to hear ever in my life again that Sam Darnold can't play in big games. 25 for 36, 346 total yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Sam Darnold played the game of his career, his life yesterday. And as a player that struggles against the Rams, as a guy that had 4 interceptions against the Rams one game this year, and then had that beautiful game in week 16. He went 2 for 8 against the Rams this, or no, 2 for 6, I believe, this year against the Rams in the regular season. And he played such a great game, man. Like it, it's it's one of the best games I've ever seen from him. And considering that this defense for the Seahawks is elite, the offense carried them through this game. Sam Darnold, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Rashid Shaheed, like that is such the pass he made, the deep ball pass he made to Rashid Shaheed. This guy, he was feeling confident. He's able to drop passes in the bucket. He's able to do all the right things, take sacks when he needs to, don't put the ball in harm's way, and that's how we won this game. Thank you, Sam Darnold. Good God, this is going to be your first Super Bowl, and you know what? I have all the confidence in the world that he's going to play great there as well on the biggest stage of his career. Running back Kenneth Walker, 19 for 62, had 3.3 yards per carry, 1 rushing touchdown, had 4 receptions for 49 yards, averaged 12.2 yards per reception, 0 touchdowns. But Kenneth Walker, another guy. No Zach Charbonnet, had to use George Halani in this one as well, but Kenneth Walker, again, hold my beer. He can come in and take the workload. That's what we were expecting from him, taking almost 90% of the carries. That's what every Seahawks fan expected out of this tandem. And you know what? Kenneth Walker couldn't get the ball going on the ground a lot, but he did break off some big runs, and he did start the game off right with, 35 yards on the first drive to get a touchdown. And, uh, you know, you can't get the run game going. Okay, you could pass it to him, and his ability to make the quick cuts is immaculate. You throw it to him in space, you throw it to him on a screen. This guy has the burst to just get up and go. He is a very, very explosive, elusive back in the backfield. His ability to change direction in such a way, it's insane to see. And his power, his legs, like his calf muscles are the size of my head, but he has the power and drive to use those big muscles to just carry people. And that's what he did today. Great game from Kenneth Walker last night. Let's get to wide receiver, my Lord and Savior, Jackson Smith and Jigba. 10 receptions, 153 yards, average 15.3 yards per reception, the one touchdown. Oh my God, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Like I I love him so much. I just I just do, man. Like he is a number one wide receiver. He's come on and exploded onto the scene. I'm just gonna say no one in their right mind in the media said that Jackson Smith the Jigba was a number one wide receiver. But he's here. He's here, and he's here to he's here to just put people on notice, man. It's insane. His catching, the amount of body control that this guy has, the one-handed catch he made on the sideline against Williams, um, that's unnecessary. But he's got enough body control and length in his reach to do those kind of things. He's you line him up in the backfield, he's going up against linebackers that he just toasts all the time. His release, his twitchiness on his routes to get up and make sure he's open for Sam Darnold, that's a reliable number one target. He had Justin Jefferson in Minnesota, did Sam Darnold. Now he has Jackson Smith and Jigba in Seattle. And oh my God, what a great game from Jackson Smith and Jigba. Let's get to the Seahawks defense. D tackle, nose tackle, Byron Murphy, 3 solo tackles, 2 assisted, 0 sacks, 0 forced fumbles, helped in the run game stop um, Kyron Williams. But outside of that, this Seahawks defense, the defensive a defensive front that has been really, really explosive and really helpful to this team's success to get to these playoffs and even be in the position to make the Super Bowl. They did all right today. I think Byron Murphy showed up in the run game. He tried to stop Blake Corum, who is a monster. But I think Byron Murphy by himself had a decent game out of all the D linemen. I think he showed up the best, and he was there when we needed him to be. So good game from Byron Murphy. Let's get to DB, rookie safety Nick Ebenbury. 4 solo tackles, 1 assisted, 0 sacks, 0 interceptions, and no hyperbole. I think he was the best tackler on the field for the Seahawks today. The rookie had a very, very important role in this game. He is covering everybody. Doesn't matter if he's on Puka Nacua or is on Davante Adams. This guy, his pass breakups last night is nothing short of amazing. He is going to be an all-pro safety. He is going to be one of the best safeties of all time for the Seahawks. And that's a very, very high bar because Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas are there. But this guy has the chops to do it, man. He is just so good at tackling, at recognizing the plays. And he's a rookie, man. He's a rookie. He's a second round pick out of South Carolina. There is no way that anybody should have let him fall to the Seahawks out of the first round. But I am so glad that everybody passed on him except for the Seahawks until they made it to the second round. And Nicky Memori, man, just an amazing game from him. You know, the pass breakups, trying to cover Davante Adams is very, very difficult. The man is a veteran. He is an insane competitor. And Nicky Memori, every time his hand is in there trying to break up the pass and trying to break down on the ball to punch it out, it's insane from Nicky Memori. So good game from him. Let's get to linebacker Ernest Jones. 6 solo tackles, 2 assisted, 0 sacks, 0 interceptions. Another one that is a godsend for this Seahawks team, man. Without Ernest Jones leading the way for this defense, I don't know what our linebacker core would look like. Ernest Jones has been such a steal. Another mid-season trade that happened last year. This guy goes from the Rams to Tennessee to Seattle, and the former Ram breaks down his team to take us to Super Bowl 60. Ernest Jones, he led the team in tackles, but he is literally the best tackler on this team. He does not miss on a majority of his tackles. He knows how to wrap up on guys. And for a team that was struggling in this game to wrap up on some of these wide receivers, you know, Puka Nacua is no slouch to bring down. Blake Corum is no slouch to bring down. Guys like Davante Adams, no slouch to bring down. And Colby Parkinson, that guy is built like a brick shithouse. So to see that Ernest Jones is in this lineup and he's doing what he's doing, and he's a pivotal part of this linebacker core. Great game from Ernest Jones in the tackling department and the coverage department as well. He did very well last night. Let's get to the Rams. QB Matthew Stafford, 22 for 35, 374 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Both QBs in this game, no mistakes. Literally none. They were this was the Seahawks Super Bowl right there. Because this is the hardest team we have come up against in these playoffs. Bar none. I don't even think the Patriots will be as hard as this game was yesterday, because Matthew Stafford just, again, what have I not said about Matthew Stafford that I haven't already? You know, I think he is such a gunslinger from the pocket. He is able to diagnose defenses because he's been doing this for so long. At the age of 37, you know, Matthew Stafford could still sling the rock, and he could still sling it efficiently and proficiently enough to help his team. And, you know, I just got to say, a lot of respect to Matthew Stafford. I think he had a really good game in this one. Let's get to running back Blake Corum. 9 carries for 55 yards, 6.1 yards per carry, 0 touchdowns. Blake Corum instead of Kyren Williams. Like, Kyren Williams was there, he made some plays, but I want to highlight Blake Corum because this guy, 2024 draft from Michigan, and he comes in and he's the better running back out of the two for this Rams team in 13 personnel, and he's making people miss. He made people miss on the Seahawks team. This Seahawks team is very good at tackling, very good at not allowing many runs after contact. And Blake Corum just didn't care. He ran through the holes that he needed to. He made sure to get up to the second level on most of his runs to make these linebackers, like Ernest Jones, go tackle. And you know what? Blake Corum, good game from him. Let's get to wide receiver Davante Adams, 4 receptions, 89 yards, 22.2 yards per reception, the 1 touchdown. Now, I know people are going to talk about Puka Nacua in this game and go, why didn't you highlight him? Well, here's the thing. We know Puka Nacua is elite. We know that Jackson Smith and Jigba is elite. We know that they both reached 100 plus yards in this game, but let me talk about Davante Adams for a minute. Former Packer, he's 33 years old, and they did not have him in that Week 16 matchup against the Seahawks, and he is he's such a twitchy, little slippery wide receiver. This guy can still run the ball down the field like nobody's business. There's a reason why he is the best red zone threat. I believe he led the league in touchdowns, and there's a reason why, man. His one-on-one coverage, you need to have a safety over the top. And that's what they did. They saw that Davante Adams burned Josh Jobe like a piece of meat. They've seen that he burned Devin Witherspoon like a piece of meat and went, okay, we need to have safety help over the top. And that's what stopped Davante Adams from being targeted because Julian Love was there. But this guy's one-on-one matchup speed is insane. Great game from Davante Adams as a Ram. He is such a problem. I don't like you on the Rams. Can you go somewhere else, maybe in the AFC, so I don't have to see you in the NFC? That would be great. Thank you, Davante. Anyways, let's get to the Rams defense. D lineman Braden Fisk, 2 solo tackles, 1 sack, no forced fumbles. Braden Fisk, man, him he's part of a Rams front along with Jared Verse and Byron Young that are exceptional players. He got the sack on Sam Darnold because he blew up that bootleg in the 4th quarter or the 3rd quarter. I can't remember which, but he blew up the bootleg and he dug Sam Darnold a hole and he just punched through the center of Jake Sundell. And that's kind of the mentality that Brendan Fisk has. He's just insane. So he's a really good defensive player and defensive end for this Rams team. Good game from him. Let's talk about DB safety Cameron Kitchens, 2 solo tackles, 1 assisted, 1 sack, no interceptions. Cameron Kitchens, another guy not faked out by a bootleg and completely destroys Sam Darnold. Cameron Kitchens is a guy that I have had to keep my eye on this Rams team for now 2 years because he is just like Nicky Memori in a sense where he plays in the box. He's a guy that plays in the box. He's a guy that helps with run support. And he is one of the guys that helped blanket Kenneth Walker. He's one of the guys that helped not get George Halani get going on the ground. Like he helps in run support and he does a very good job at it. So good game from Cameron Kitchens himself. Let's get to linebacker Nate Lehman, 4 solo tackles, 2 assisted, 0 sacks, 0 interceptions. I should say 0 interceptions, but Nate Lehman, good God, coming over from the Falcons a year ago, comes in to this Rams team, and he's become a problem. He's put himself on a bulletin board whenever we talk about the Rams now because he's signed there for another 3 years. Hooray! That's gonna be an issue. Nate Lehman, he is a tackling machine for this Rams team. you know, he's in these last 2 games, or last 3 games, I should say, he has been a big time player for them, making the tackles on Kenneth Walker, making the tackles on George Holani, and making sure that when he is in the flat, he's able to try and stop Kenneth Walker. He's able to try and stop those screen passes. He's in on every single play, given every single thing he has. So good game from Nate Landman. My final thoughts on the game. The Super Bowl 60 matchup is now set. It's Seahawks versus Patriots in Santa Clara. Oh my God. 2015, guys, 11 years. The Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl. For the Seahawks, it wasn't the cleanest game against a divisional opponent. I'm gonna say that. Um, the defense was a lot more sloppier in their tackling assignments and things like that. But guys, I just gotta say, this offense carried us through this game. The it's surreal, man. It's surreal. I can't believe I get to watch my team in the playoffs again. It's been so long since they've done any damage in the playoffs. It's been so long since they made the Super Bowl, and this team could win it all, man. Definitely. Like this is a time now where you've this is the best they've ever looked. Best they've ever looked. This is second year of Mike McDonald. Man, he like I was expecting him to get maybe 11, 12, 10 wins at the lowest. And he puts in a 14-3 performance, and he gets to the Super Bowl in his second year. What a job by John Schneider and Mike McDonald in this one. Sam Darnold played a legacy game. Nobody can talk ever again about Sam Darnold seeing ghosts or anything like that. That is long gone from his repertoire, and he's the only quarterback from the 2018 draft class to make a Super Bowl. That draft class, may I remind you, had Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, and Josh Rosen, but we won't talk about him. Those guys are elite quarterbacks. And Sam Darnold beat out all of them. So no more talk about Sam Darnold not being able to perform in big games. I don't want to hear it. Anyways, for the Rams, you guys gave me heart palpitations. Every single time we play against you guys, you seem to give us a run for our money. And that's why I said this is not going to be a blowout game. I said in my NFC Championship predictions, this is not going to be a blowout game. I know it's going to be a one-score game because it's the Rams. They always seem to put up a fight. Stop it. I wanted an easy game for the NFC. I wanted to talk about how this Seahawks team dominated, but they didn't, because Matthew Stafford exists. Puka Nacua exists. Devonta Adams exists. And Sean McVay is existing. Can we not have that? That would be lovely. But anyways, like, I have nothing but respect for you, Matthew Stafford. I think you've had a hell of a career, and I'll see you guys next year, because I don't think, does Matthew Stafford come back at 38? I don't know, but if he does, he'll probably still put up MVP like numbers. There's a reason why he should win the MVP this year. He put up a fantastic season at 37 years old. Anyways, that is it for the NFC Championship game recap. Seahawks versus the LA Rams, an NFC West showdown for Super Bowl 60 to determine the NFC representative. Oh, it's Patriots versus Seahawks again. Good God. Get your revenge. Get your revenge for Russell Wilson and run the ball on the 1 yard line if it comes down to it. I swear on everything I love, if it comes down to it in the red zone, you run the ball. Anyways, take care of yourselves. Have a good day. and I will see you for my Super Bowl 60 predictions video going to come out later on next week. Take care of yourselves and go Hawks go.